Jr. show. It's Friday, and that's the time where we bring in the biggest and brightest supporters of the burgundy and gold. They're all over the world. We have someone coming in from Istanbul, Turkey. We have someone in California. We have someone in North Carolina, and then obviously in the area. So, this thing has grown and it's picked up. And, I appreciate you guys for coming on each week as we do this. It's exciting for a lot of people, to be able to talk about the burgundy and gold and get some questions off their chest. And hopefully I can answer your questions. A lot of people have asked me to open it up so that I can answer questions, and that's fine if that's what you want to do. Well, today I wanted to start off with the fact that training camp is here. I've been out there all week. We will be off tomorrow, thank God, because I think everybody after this week needs a chance to kind of regroup and retool because the heat is absolutely brutal right now. So, with that said, we're going to start it around. You guys know how this works. Each person gets like 30 seconds to answer questions. We can gauge how big the group is, and it's not a super large group today. So, with that said, we probably can stretch our answers out a little bit, but not too long. So that way everyone has a chance to chime in on this. So, training camp thoughts. Any things that have jumped off to you guys that you've seen from reports, from hopefully from my reports or some of my colleagues? Anything jumped off the charts to you? So let's start up with Brad Jones first in Detroit.
What's up, family? What's
What's
up,
going
everybody?
on?
Going on,
Uh,
brother?
Trey Amos, his feet look quick, man. His feet look. Is my eyes deceiving me? Is that
Nah,
real? What I
man.
saw?
He looks really good, man. And it's hard saying that about rookies and they haven't played a down in the league yet, but this guy looks special. And he not only does he look special, he feels like he's special. And I don't mean that in a bad way. This guy really feels like he's going to be a difference maker on the field. And I guess at a corner spot, you need that kind of mentality. Let's face it, we didn't see that for years here in Washington, where those corners really feel like they could go out and dog a guy that they're going to go up against or shut him down. Trey Amos definitely feels that way, and the footwork is real, Brad, for sure. So good stuff there. Brad Savage, you're up. What you got, man?
So for me, it was Miss Waller's tweet. She was saying they was looking like they was ready to play week one and training camp day number two. So I just like it sounds like they come in practicing with a purpose and
Hmm.
playing with intensity, and that competitiveness is really in high drive already. So
Yeah, yeah. Yesterday, actually, I think when she sent the tweet out, we were next to each other talking about it,
okay.
and yeah, like literally right on the field, and we were literally saying this doesn't look like training camp. Like this
Mhm.
is real. You know, the
Yeah.
intensity is definitely been ramped up. You guys heard it from Dan Quinn himself. He said it to us in our press conference that this isn't for everybody. you know, the type of people they want. He said that they eat, sleep, ball. That's all they want to do. They want a ball. Well, you can see that now. It's competitive out there, and there is no like dead weight. Everybody's doing their thing. So, yeah, they definitely look like they're in mid-season form right now. So good stuff. All right, Dave, what's going on, Dave Fernandez?
Hey, what's going on? League, what's going on, guys?
What's going on?
For me, it's a little hard because since I live down here in Florida, I don't have the direct channel to get to see the
Hmm.
stuff. So I get my stuff from YouTube and of course from your reports, JP, John Klein. Um, but as far as for what I hear, man, what I'm excited is that hearing about Ja'Cory Croskett Merritt and
Hmm.
also about Ja'Cory Brooks.
Hmm. Hmm.
That these undrafted free agents and back end of the draft are stepping up, where they feeling comfortable. And also, like you guys were talking about Amos, I'm excited to hear that he's a rookie. You know what it sounds like to me? He sounds like the version of Daniels of last year. That he was a rookie, but he came in with like a like kind of like a veteran mentality, like he's going in
Hmm.
there confident and everything. And that's what I'm hearing about Amos, and I'm excited if that stays the way that it is. I'm excited.
Those are all good points, and the thing that I think people need to really see now is that when you look at Amos, and even if you look at Josh Connerly, who's looking really good himself, those guys come from power schools, Power Five conferences. And I've always said, if I'm going to take a chance on a player, it might be later in the draft if they're coming from smaller programs. And okay, VTech's not a small program, but that was a fourth round pick, for Jalen Lane. Then you think of Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. He had 1 year at Arizona, but he didn't play there. But he technically was coming from New Mexico. But when you look at Connerly from Oregon, who was, a team that people thought was going to win the national title this past year. And then obviously, if you look at Trey Amos, he came from Ole Miss, but he also played at Alabama. So these are guys that have played in pressure cookers, high profile situations. So maybe they're rookies in name, but as far as like the pressure of good football, they're coming from that. And I think Adam Peters has made that a point. You go back to last year's, first couple picks. Jaden, LSU, SEC, Mikey Sainristil, Johnny Newton, all Big Ten. He understands what he's doing. He wants guys that have played under the lights before, the bright lights, and they're not going to shy away from the competition. All these young guys come in feeling like, hey, why not me? Why can't I be the next Jaden? So that's a great point. I do feel like I feel like Trey Amos has something really big to prove to people that didn't take him in the first round. I think he's got that chip on his shoulder, which is good. So good stuff there. All right, Ellison, you're up. What you got, my friend?
Good to see everybody as always. For me, it's Jordan McGee. I'm very intrigued with him.
Mm-hmm.
Even going back to last year in the preseason, I know he was hurt most of the year last year, but he's intriguing to me because it's going to come to a point in time to where Bobby Wagner's not going to be here, and I think he's
Mm-hmm.
going to be the ultimate replacement.
Mm-hmm.
So just to see his progression with him and Kane Madrano in that linebacker core as well, somebody I'm intrigued with as well. In the wide receiver room too, even with Terry coming back, and he will come back eventually. But just I wonder if they do add piece down the line. Who knows? But yeah, McGee is the one for me. I'm intrigued with in camp so far.
I interviewed Jordan and on Wednesday, and he had a line that out of everything I've heard all week long from players, he had the line that has stayed with me, and it was me talking to him about Von Miller. And I asked him, obviously I wrote an article too, shameless plug here, it's on heavy, but it was about Jordan McGee, and the fact that he's learning from Bobby Wagner, a first ballot Hall of Famer, and Frankie Louvu, who's now all pro, Pro Bowl player. So, but then I said, now that Von Miller's coming in, maybe you can pick up some edge rush, stuff, learn some craft that way. And I asked him about Von Miller. And I know what I saw. That dude don't look 36, let me tell you. But his exact words to me, guys, was he said Von Miller fits our team. He fits the profile. He fits the characteristic of what we are here. And he said, and that's that he's a hunter. He said, because that's what we are. We're hunters. He said, we're not to be hunted. We do the hunting. And I'm like, that's a second year player saying that, man. And he's saying that about a Hall of Famer who's joining the team, that he fits their profile. If you don't see things have changed around here, I don't know what to tell you. All
Yes, sir.
right. All right, Greg Dassel, you're up.
Hey, thanks again, Lake, for having this platform, man. I appreciate
Appreciate
this
you.
family, man. Yeah,
Appreciate you.
I'm very intrigued about um Marshawn Lattimore, man. I think if he's healthy, bro, it's I'm telling you that's gonna solidify the defense to me. And if he's healthy, watch out. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I can tell you right now, if you see Marshawn, you wouldn't even recognize him. I mean, he looks svelte. He looks like he almost looks like he's lost like 10 pounds. I mean, it's just his body looks totally different. Not in a bad way. He just looks he's slimmer, but he's moving, and there's no you would never know that he was coming off a hamstring injury. He looks really good. He hasn't taken any time off, no plays off. He's out there. He's battling, and and you guys know just like I know, he's probably not leaving it all on the field during practice. We know he's a Sunday guy, but if he looks like this now in practice, it should be really positive results for him on Sundays to look like the old Pro Bowl corner for this football team. So yeah, that should be exciting to see there. All right.
It was a quote that I heard from him say when I think he tipped the ball or intercepted the ball or something. He said AJ Brown.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Come on, don't stop, AJ. Let's go.
Yeah,
something
I heard
to that.
that.
Man. That was funny, man.
Nah, it's you can see he got his swag back too. You can see it, and I just man, I can't tell you how good this football team looks, man. I can tell you. I'm telling you now. This is different. this is different. You know how you have expectations and you think a team could be a Super Bowl caliber team? I know what I'm looking at. That's a Super Bowl caliber football team. And their second best player isn't even on the field right now. So when Terry comes back into the fold, it's gonna really be something. So good stuff, Greg. Good stuff. All right. So let's go. We got Mike Barrett on. What you got, Mike?
What's happening, brothers? Oh,
What's
and
up?
Sheila's here now.
Oh, she's back. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, Sheila.
What'd I do?
Oh no, you had left us, so we were a little concerned at first. Like
Yeah,
where'd Sheila go?
Cause my iPad didn't charge.
Oh, it's okay.
Acting
We
up.
waited. We figured you were gonna come back, so that's all good,
Yeah.
So
Still acting
so
up.
just so
Okay.
you know, if you're just joining us, because I see Willis and Will have joined as well. We're talking about like anything that you guys have seen from either my reports or other media members' reports from training camp that has caught your eye. So,
I'm ready.
Okay, so Mike Barrett, you're up. You're up.
yeah. To piggyback on your point about how Lattimore looks, I'm hearing from everyone that these guys are in shape.
Tip top shape. Tip top shape. You know who looks the best out of all of them, shape wise?
Who's that?
Sam Cosme.
You
For real.
stole my thunder because
Hey.
I can't believe they said that
I was
he
wrong.
could be ready. He could be ready.
I was wrong. And listen, not just was I wrong, but when Dan said that on Wednesday,
Yes.
David Aldridge and me, you guys know David Aldridge, of course.
Yeah.
We were like, did he say that? And David was like, did you hear that? And I said I did. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I was doing something else and it didn't come off right. So later on in the day, talking with JP, and I was mentioning that, and JP said, nah, he didn't say that. And I said, I'm telling you, that's what he said. So the next day, yesterday's presser in the morning with Dan, Dave asked him, did you say Sam Cosme could be ready by week one? You didn't say that. And Dan said, yeah, I actually did. I was saying that he's hit all the markers and he's clearing everything.
Yeah.
And, so there's going to be PUP and things, but he can be eligible by week one.
Right.
They're going to put him on PUP. I can assure you that. So what it's looking like, frankly, is that Sam Cosme might be back week 5.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
incredible to
That's
me.
Take that. Yeah.
That-
Because we're not talking.
And that just goes to show that how different this team has come around. That the nutritionists, the guys that work with the players, on how fast they come back, and they come back healthy. Like back then, prior years, this injury probably with Sam Cosme would have probably lasted throughout this whole season right now.
Probably would have ended his career.
Yeah.
This injury is
Case
supposed to
Young.
be like this injury is supposed to be like a whole year type injury, and he got injured in the Detroit game. That means that dude is diabolical in the weight room.
Yes.
Man,
Yeah.
when I tell you, like, and congrats to him and his wife, because they got a new one, going to be coming on the way. So, but nah, we when he came over, I just was like, damn, man, like you look great. And he's like, I appreciate it, man. I really do. And I'm like, congrats on, hearing you clearing everything. And he was like, yeah. So, they asked to not talk about what we see when a player's coming back from injury. So we can't really give you guys medical updates from what we see them doing off to the side on the field or whatever. But I'm telling you, look good. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. So,
He's
It
making all
also
the
speaks
marks.
to the depth on this
bro,
team
Wow.
it
now.
was unreal. And you know what this is though, guys, and Sheila, of course. What this is when you're winning, it just becomes contagious. You want to be a part of it. You want to be on
It's
the
that
field.
FOMO.
Yeah, man, you want to
Electric
be
feedback.
around that. And you don't think Sam Cosmi of all people sees Laramie Tunsil, Josh Connerly, Brandon Coleman, Tyler Biadasz. You don't think he's thinking, okay, now that
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back into this too,
Oh,
this
yeah.
offensive line has a potential to be a top 5 offensive line.
Yep. Yep.
And
Man,
that's
you
unheard
you
of.
literally you literally stole my question. So I'm I already had a backup, but oh God.
All right, well let's keep it rolling then. So Oscar, you're up on the screen.
How you
What's
doing? Like, good to see
going
you,
on? Good
family.
morning over there, by the way.
Hey, Oscar.
Yeah, exactly. No one, not morning. It's 12:21
Oh
midnight, so 7 hours.
my gosh.
Hey, it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow already.
Yeah. Moving fast. So
So
yeah, like couple weeks ago when you mentioned speed, uh after watching all these practice footages and everything, you can really tell the team is very fast,
mhm,
faster than we used to watch them. Let's say we used to blur our eyes, and the burgundy and gold team used to be the slower one, right? A couple of
mhm,
years
mhm.
ago. So that's a good sign. And Debo Samuel, his footwork and his speed is like, I think he's going to be even better than his 49ers days.
But he's
So
fat, remember? And I
yeah,
got so sick and tired of telling
I know,
people
me too.
I don't like, and I keep saying this, and this isn't to throw
Mostly
people
Eagles
under the
fans were
bus,
saying that lately.
but it was some other of my colleagues
Hmm.
that don't come here, and I'll say it all the time. Some people get mad at me for speaking like this, but I don't like when you speak about something that you haven't witnessed firsthand. It's hearsay if that's the case, and you can say, well, I know somebody that's in the organization. Well, first of all, nobody in the organization is going to tell you that Debo was out of
Right.
shape.
No.
So you
No.
didn't speak to anybody in the
Sure.
organization. It was all speculation.
Mhm.
This guy is in phenomenal shape, and he's pretty PO'd too about about
Oh
the
yeah.
chatter
Oh
and
yeah.
about that he's washed and all that stuff. Just trust me, and Adam and Dan are gonna push them buttons to remind him you're
Mhm.
washed. They don't think you're any good
Mhm.
anymore.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
looks explosive. Yeah.
he looks great. He really does.
Mhm.
And to go to your speed comment, this is the biggest team, the fastest team, and the most athletic team I've ever laid my eyes on in burgundy and gold. And I've been saying that since OTAs. So everything I'm seeing now, it's oh, and by the way, it might be the deepest too.
Yeah.
Like
To the
Yeah.
deep.
they're not top heavy like these old teams used to be. They've
Mhm.
got some real quality depth there. So
Mhm.
much so there's gonna be some surprise cuts.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some
Yeah.
guys that
Somebody gonna get cut. Yep.
yeah, that's gonna surprise. So good stuff there, Oscar. Okay, so we got Rev up. What's going on, Rev?
Hey, good afternoon, family. Glad
Hey,
to see
Red.
you. Um,
What up?
Going
I
on,
don't
Red?
have any one particular player. I've been listening more primarily to you, Lake, and matter of fact,
Appreciate that.
when you and Rio was on early, and the way that you actually like listening to you got me hyped about the level of intensity that they're practicing at. Again, mine is about the continuity. So basically, they're picking up where they left off,
Mm-hmm.
from last year. And we're into the third day, and you're talking about how you know the friendly chirping that they have
Mhm.
going on, but the brotherhood is so strong.
Yeah.
There's not going to be any of that nonsense of
No
Mhm.
fights, none of that stuff.
the Ron Payne and Allen, on the
Mm-hmm.
sideline antics,
Mm-hmm.
brothers fighting brothers type nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that part of it, that they're picking up, and even that, like you said, a second year man can tell a Hall of Famer and is received with love and respect,
Mhm.
but he can tell him, or can say he fits into our culture because there's ownership, there's proprietorship within this team. And so,
Good stuff. Yeah.
pedal to the metal. Let's go.
You,
Oh,
you,
matter of fact, VIP seats, 4th row, section 132, seats 10 and 11.
against the Chargers.
Charges, October
Okay.
5th.
I'll
Tickets
be
are
there.
bought.
I'll be there. I'm gonna make sure I come through for sure.
Good seats, Rev.
I will be there. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, good stuff, Rev.
No
All right,
doubt.
so let's keep this train rolling. We got Shano on from Fresno. I got you right, Shano. So you can
Absolutely.
tell moms I did that.
I will appreciate that. So I'll be there as well, Red, but I couldn't afford the tickets that you're talking about. So I'll see the back of your head. Anyway, Lattimore was one that I liked how he's looking fitting, he's looking serious, and hopefully he can just stay healthy. But to change pace a little bit or gears, is my second choice would have been Bill, Mr. Merritt. I think that that jump cut and that change of pace, he's looking explosive, and that's going to be good for us. And then also to have the number 2 receiver, 3 receiver, getting more reps, being that Terry's out, that's going to help down the road. Like McCaffrey, he may develop into something that we hope.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
All good points. All good points. That's why I love coming on with you guys, because you know your stuff, man. It's not being fabricated and created. It's like real stuff. So good stuff there, Shano. All right, so Miss Sheila, you're up. What do you think?
What's the question?
So
Yours.
yeah, no. So the question is like everything you're seeing, like from reports, like it could be my reports or another media member that you follow. Is anything that stood out to you so far as camp?
Oh yeah, everything about it. I'm just gonna say that because I was looking at so much. I'm like looking at this, I looked at you too.
Thank you.
So, one of your buddies, kind of irritates me because he always got to be first when he asks questions. But I'll move on from that. Okay.
I think that's a seniority thing.
I'm sure.
I assume that's what it was.
You said you assume that's what it was. That's a new.
Yeah.
That's a thing that's been, I guess, going on for 2 years now. It wasn't like that before.
I was glad to see,
yeah.
Noah back. I
Mhm.
was glad to see him out there
Mhm.
looking healthy and catching balls. So I was glad to see that. And I was like, okay, well, we got a next man up, right now.
This team, Sheila, I'm telling you, is when you say everything, you're hitting it on the head, because I mean, we're talking about the product on the field. We're not even talking about when they come off the field and they go into their nice locker rooms now.
Oh, I saw that on
Fire.
Yeah, it's just this is why I
It's nice.
it is, and this is why I say to everyone, not to bring that elephant into the room, but it's just the point that I'm making. For people out there who I've had some people tell me that they can't believe that Adam Peters and Dan Quinn would disrespect Terry the way they have.
Oh.
And I'm like, do you understand what they're doing with this whole organization and how they're turning it into first class setup? They're not disrespecting Terry. I think, well, I don't even want to go there, but the whole point is they're not disrespecting Terry. There's a plan in place for this organization down to the field. I'm sure you can hear in some of the interviews I do after practice on my stand-ups. You can hear like cutting and stuff, noise going on.
Right.
They go over the field immediately 2-3 times after every practice to cover the divots in the field. I mean, it's just so much going on at all times, and it was never like that before. So
it just makes you think, what was Dan Snyder doing all these years?
Nothing. Not a daggone thing.
Oh my God! You know what he was doing? He was collecting the revenue at the end of the year.
That's what he was doing. He was saving
crazy
money.
The sanitary pipes.
It was,
what was he doing?
I mean, even some of the workers, like it's funny when I go in the stadium now. I've tried over the years to get to know every face working in the stadium or out at the practice facility. I'm talking about people who keep the grounds up, who are security. And it's amazing when you talk to them and they're like, Josh Harris and Adam and them speak to them. Like they're actually human beings,
Well, you know,
Like you can look
now.
in this direction.
Dan Quinn came through and gave me a bump because I'm security. And
Yep.
he was running up and down, and so he came over in my section. He stopped to talk to me, then he gave me 5. And he was just like he was glad that I was there and everything. That's what he told me.
So so I got a little story for y'all, and we'll get back to everybody else. And this is how cool this setup is here. So on Monday, after practice, we went over, Dan Quinn, Adam Peters, some of us in the media, PR. We went over to this restaurant, for some drinks, blah blah blah, and some food. And you guys remember, I had a gentleman on with us last week who had played at William and Mary, and Coach Quinn was his grad assistant, and he played with Tomlin and McDermott. Well,
I just got here too. I'm driving, but I'm here.
There he is. Hey, right
go.
on time, man. Right on time. I'm about to tell him the story about how nice things are. So on Monday, I FaceTime Ron, and I said, somebody want to see you. And it's Dan Quinn, arm around me, and he starts talking to him just about, William and Mary, blah, blah, blah. And, it's just, while we were there, I said, hey, Dan, I got a friend that said, you were his grad assistant in school, so I want to call him real quick. And he said, well, call him up. Called him, and I kid you not, Dan's like this with me in the video. Were we not, Ron?
Absolutely, man. And I do want to just start off by thanking you for that opportunity. It was really cool to catch up with DQ, talk to him for a few minutes. And he's the same cat. Like, he is the exact same personality, the same
good
cat
dude, man.
as
Good
he was
dude.
down at William and Mary. And it was cool. It was a real cool experience. I haven't seen him since William and Mary. So I didn't know if he was going to remember me, but he remembered me. He was right on time. We talked about some of the other players that were on the team at that time as well. So it was a really cool experience, and I appreciate you doing that, Lake.
No problem, man. And see, it's just to show people that this is real, man. This is our line of work, but at the end of the day, it's about relationships. It truly is. And if you don't have relationships, you have nothing. That's just how I see it. It's just like with you guys. People say all the time, man, oh, you're fans. And I'm like, nah, that's my family. Those are my friends. I don't say fans, I say friends. And, I'm supporters of yours too. So, it's mutual here. But yeah, so, I was just making that point to tell you that would have never happened in years past. They would have been like, first of all, I don't care about who this kid is. And secondly, they wouldn't have been receptive to that. But it was just so easy. Adam's in there. I will say this because Donna and Miss Candy joked about it. Why are you the only person he hugged, man? I'm like, I don't know. But the point is, I don't put out false information. I know that.
They don't want no more scandals.
They don't want no more scandals. And I do think they appreciated my stance with Terry too. I think they did. I didn't take sides, but it's funny because other media folks all week have been coming up to me and we've been talking, and they're like, Terry asking for too much money. They're all saying that now, and I'm like, I'm not getting in that man's pockets, because we want him to make as much as he can.
Yeah.
But he's not getting $34 million. He's just not. So kill that conversation. But anyway, let's move on because we're gonna get to that in a second. Exactly. We're gonna get to that in a second. So all right, so we have Will Grooms. What's up, Will?
AKA Pick.
That's right.
Okay. So my thing is, the last time we saw the defensive line, the entire defense on the field for a game was the NFC Championship game, and
Mm-hmm.
they addressed that need. So I understand we're bigger. My question really is, are they honing in on their assignments so that Barkley don't take it to the crib on the first play of the game? You know, so that's where I'm at.
So let me
I'm worried about that defensive line.
okay. So let me say this. They don't have all pros and Pro Bowlers sprinkled all over that defensive line. They don't. But what they have a couple that are capable. Deron Payne is a Pro Bowler, whether you don't like it or not. He's gone to the Pro Bowl. I think Johnny Newton is a Pro Bowl talent waiting to happen. But when you look at guys like Eddie Goldman, when you look at Dedrick Wise, when you look at Javon Kinlaw, who's an absolute mammoth monster, okay? When you see these guys out there just banging, I mean, literally like violent drills with Coach Tapp. I mean, it's violent drills. It's like whenever you heard those comments about them being violent, they couldn't really be violent last year. They could be violent in spurts, but I think now it's all hands on deck, a violent defense and a violent front where they can rotate multiple people. They still got a lot of young guys that are still going to be rotating on that line. Andre Jones Jr. is another guy that looks a lot bigger.
Yeah.
There's so many guys, John Baptiste. I mean, they have so many guys that they're going to be plugging in there. And then, of course, they went out and got the old man, Von Miller. Although he's listed as an outside linebacker, we know he's going to be an edge rusher. So I think that they feel like they have enough. And I also think from a strategic standpoint, guys, and Sheila, that they don't feel like what was killing them, beating them last year was quarterbacks throwing the football, because it wasn't. It was them, as you said, Will, not being able to stop the run. So now they've got guys that can establish an edge and hold it and allow for their linebackers and some of the more skilled guys to make plays as far as getting tackles and things like that. And I think it's a brilliant strategy, because if you don't have a great edge rusher, what do you need? You also need corners, big corners that can be physical. Well, Amos fits that description. That's why he's starting right now. I don't know if you guys know that. He's been first team reps from day one.
Yep, I
And
know
that's
that.
because Mikey can move back into the slot.
Mikey can move back inside.
And
the thing
Mike,
about it,
and I was going to say though, real quick, Mikey was a blitz demon at Michigan from the slot.
Yep.
So keep these things in mind. They feel like they're going to orchestrate and manufacture pressure on quarterbacks in other ways, coming at you from blitzing off the edge, blitzing from corner, all over. And then in fairness to that, look at the quarterbacks in their division. There's only one quarterback in that division that they're going to play that's truly a pocket passer, and that's Dak Prescott. But
but
if you
he
look at
can
Russ,
run.
he can. But if you look at Russell Wilson and you look at obviously Jalen Hurts, they do their most damage against people with their legs. And so what does Washington do? They have guys that are big. They're going to hold their lanes. There's not going to be any of that stuff going on. So hopefully that explanation makes sense to you guys.
Hey,
I
Lake,
like
that's
it.
crazy because I saw that one report that you did with your friends over there on the field,
Uh-huh.
and the one thing that struck me is when you guys said that the line looks so big that Deron Payne looks small.
Yeah.
Duran, when I tell you guys, Duran looks like a little kid. I mean, that's how big. I've seen. Listen, the biggest team I've ever covered was the Ravens. The Ravens that won the Super Bowl. Was it 2012? They were. It was just.
Saragusa.
It was scary, man. How big they were.
And
They were. They were. It was actually intimidating, and I'll never forget that. But I can say that Adam Peters, what he's done, he's building like that 49ers type setup. He's building that big physical team in the trenches that's not going to get bullied around in the trenches at all, and everything else falls into play. And I'll say this: what team can you recall had a mammoth offensive line and had an elite quarterback.
91 Redskins?
Not none.
Yeah, because I'm saying, like, if you go, I'm talking about even in today's terms, Kansas
91?
City's offensive line isn't necessarily known as an elite offensive line. I think we all agree they're not a top 5 offensive line.
No.
Detroit, top 5 offensive line, but their quarterback's not a top 5 quarterback.
No.
What I'm saying is, name me a team that has an elite offensive line with an elite quarterback.
Yeah, Philly.
That's
right now, none, right?
Yeah.
Wait.
It's a team that won the Super Bowl.
Slim P.
Was
Yeah,
Tampa,
other than Philly,
was Tampa
Slim
Bay?
P.
Tampa Bay with Tom
Philadelphia.
Brady? Wasn't their offensive line like top 5?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, they
Baker's
won a
not
Super
elite,
Bowl,
though.
and they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So my point is, when you have both,
Yeah.
you're in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So this team has something going for them right now that's really gonna make them something special. So let's move on real quick because I still have 3 more people. I got Dwayne here. What's going on, Dwayne?
What's up, family?
Appreciate you,
See
man.
Hey,
everybody.
Dwayne.
Hey, Dwayne.
Hey.
Look, so the thing that stuck out to me for real is Trey Amos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
That's what
hearing
they were
all this
saying.
stuff coming out about Trey. Man, listen, I keep seeing AJ and Marshawn going at it in the NFC Championship, and AJ just grabbing Marshawn face mask while he trying to just lock him down, and I'm like, none of that's happening this year.
Mm-mm.
None of that's I got Trey taking AJ out of one of them games. One of the 3, I got him taking AJ completely out.
I need Trey on Devontae Smith. I need him on the speed demon. Not on let Marshawn handle the big dude.
But see, that's the thing though. You got interchangeable parts because you can put Mikey
Yep.
Sanders
Yeah.
still on one of those
Yeah.
guys too. And Mikey, to his credit, played really well against
Mikey
Oh
AJ.
held his
yeah,
own.
oh yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
held his own. So, but Trey's bigger.
Yeah.
But everyone's gonna say he's a rookie. He's a rookie. They don't buy that stuff in Washington now. Like
No.
their coaching staff's like, no, he's obviously talented enough to be here on this team. So we're not gonna do
Trey,
that.
I mean, but he played a lot of football too, and he played in the SEC.
That's what we
I
were
ain't-
saying earlier.
I
Like
ain't worried about Trey at all.
you play in them power conferences, you're used to the bright lights, you're used to the competition every day in practice. And that's what I'm saying. Think of the wide receivers that were coming from Alabama that Trey was going up against. So
Yes.
I don't think he's intimidated by anybody. So let's go on here. So we got Willis out in Arizona. What's going on, Willis?
Hey, my friends and family. How you doing?
What's
Hey,
going
What's
on?
going on,
Hey,
Willis?
Willis.
Good to see y'all. Sheila, good to see you breaking down film again, as usual. All right. I got 3 intriguing lines for me, and I'll try to be as quick as possible. The first one, not to be the stain on the white wall, but I can't wait to see what McLaurin's contract is going to be when he signs, not if, but when he signs. So that's coming, I'd realize. The second one is I'm intrigued to see if we can still maintain the way we did last year, where we had so few injuries, not only through preseason, but throughout the season again. And then we have another great season. I honestly, this is to me like a moniker on the coaching staff, then they should deserve some sort of awards. If we get through 2 seasons with, especially this year with the oldest crew, like that says a lot on the coaching staff, and so anyway, I'm just thinking about that one. And I can't even remember what the third one is now, so we'll move on.
the analytics is real, and I wasn't a big analytics person per se for every detail. Oh, do you remember it, Willis?
Yeah, of
Oh, sorry,
course.
go ahead.
Like within the week, I'm curious to see if we get the stadium signed for. Obviously, get the approval. So that's
a
the
done
last
deal.
one.
That's done. Yeah, that's gonna be done deal.
Yeah.
So
I'll believe it when I believe it.
yeah, I think that's a done deal. And I know because I wanted to bring this up too. I know I mentioned Terry would be done, and I still think it's gonna get done relatively sooner than later. But the question I'm gonna pose to you guys is, and we've talked about this before, but from a money standpoint, things are starting to come in a little bit clearer. And I think for most of my colleagues, at least, we've talked it's something reasonable is probably like 29, but we know that he probably wants to start at 30.
Mhm.
I'm saying 30. You got to take it if you're Terry. And the reason why I'm saying this, guys and Sheila, is because when this contract kicks in, it'll be 2 years later.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be 30 on September 15th.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll
True,
be,
bro.
so basically he'll be 32 years old when this contract kicks in. I understand you want to set yourself up and your family up, and it's your livelihood. Totally respect that. I really do. As a man, I respect that. He's taking care of his family. But I asked this question again, and I asked it the other day in one of my stand-ups. Where is Terry going to have a better situation in Washington?
No.
He can go somewhere and get more money, but is he going to be a number one? Is he going to be beloved by the fan base like he is here? And more importantly, is he going to have a dog, elite quarterback throwing him the football?
Mm-hmm.
And an ascending team. I don't think he can have a better situation. So I think it
For
has
the
to be
sake of a little bit of more money.
for the sake of a little bit of more money. So I think 30 gets this done. I've said for weeks now, 3-year deal, 90 million total, 70 guaranteed. You have to run to the podium if you're Terry and sign that.
That sounds super fair.
You
Well,
guys,
don't you think, like,
Uh-huh.
don't you think that if that was the offer, don't you think if that was the offer, this would be done already?
no,
It's
not
sort of,
necessarily because he clearly wants more money.
well, I mean, like a
I don't
negotiation
think they're
goes,
offering
I'm gonna
that.
ask for the moon. I'm gonna ask for the moon, and we meet somewhere around the clouds, right? I
Well,
mean, like,
the clouds are 28, 29. That's the clouds.
So if you look at the market, I think, and you based on all the other cats that have gotten paid so far this off season, I'm kind of I mean I agree with you. Like I think 29 is the top end. I think he's more in the 27, 28 range.
I got a
And
question.
and it's no knock. I love Terry. That's my guy. I
Yeah,
love him.
But see,
I got
Will
questions.
Toothpick thinking with his heart, and
No, no, no.
Ron is coming with his head. So for real,
I fully disagree,
I'm
but
thinking
I'll let y'all
I'm
talk.
thinking if Terry did this, if you go back and name the quarterbacks that he has played with and he's put up 1,000 yards
That's not
every
Adam
year
and them
except for
but
his,
that's
throwing.
not.
But that's
But
not
oh
that's
wait,
that's
not how
not.
you,
wait.
not how
But
you
here's
get.
the here's the
whole
thing. I get what you're saying. I get what everybody's about to say, but my question is, if he did what he did the first year of playing with an elite quarterback, what makes you think that he can't do it again and again?
Okay,
I
so now,
understand the cliff is coming.
so now I'm gonna come at you as if I was a GM. I'm
Right.
gonna say, I'm gonna say, Garrett Wilson has had better numbers in each of his first 3 years, outside of the touchdowns this year. Okay, Garrett Wilson's quarterback play has been horrendous
Terrible.
in New York,
Terrible.
in a pressure cooker of a town. Okay, I'm gonna say that all of these other players that are getting these contracts are still in their early to mid 20s. And when their second year extension kicks in, they're still going to be in their 20s. It's a you can't run from the age on this one. You
You can't.
can't. You
You can't.
can't. And I think that's where fans are getting they're getting their hearts involved because we all love Terry. Terry's a great guy. He's the
Right.
ultimate professional. He's done everything the organization has asked him. But as I keep saying, and people get mad at me for saying it because you're like messing with Terry's money. No, I'm not. I'm not a GM. I'm a reporter. So I'm not messing with anybody's money. But I
And
can say that it might be messing with my money
Right.
saying these things.
and it's not
but
it's not Terry's fault that
it,
his best years were
Right.
spent with mediocre quarterbacks and terrible ownership.
You being
It's
But
nice.
just not
it's not
his fault.
Adam's fault either.
and
It's not Adam's
couldn't you
fault.
guys say
Adam-
couldn't you say though, like for that defense of, well, look at what he did when he had an elite quarterback.
It wasn't under
That
pressure.
elite quarterback also makes you look better.
Sure do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you know what also
When
Terry could say too
quarterback-
is Terry could also say, I'm sorry, Sheila. Go ahead, Sheila. Ladies first.
And said he got 13 touchdowns with that elite quarterback last year.
Right.
So
I get
And he
it.
got
looking
and
at,
he got
but
just over
also got to
1,000
look
yards.
at play
It's
with
not
before and yeah. And
it's
it's
not
just
like Terry went for 15, 1,700 now.
right.
He he had a great year with an
That
amazing quarterback.
Yes.
right.
I
Amazing
mean,
Yeah.
quarterback.
the reality, the respect, even though seeing what they've seen, is the fact that when AP came in, the respect is that he kept him.
Hello.
I mean, oh my God, man!
Hold on, he
This
did not have a choice.
this why I love doing this with y'all.
I
See,
mean,
Hold on, wait. He
I
did
mean,
not have a
that's the
choice of
respect.
keeping him.
Look,
Hello.
No,
look.
yeah,
the
Oh
question
but
is,
man,
if
I
he would
didn't
have
go
cut
that
him,
He
far.
could have traded him and got something else.
No,
Terry,
you
let's
look at what AP did with the Alabama wall
yeah,
Hello.
bring
that
him up
year,
out
oh
of
my
there.
God.
and
But
that
if
was
he cut
four
Terry,
that was
if he
four
cut
first
Terry or
rounders.
trade him, who's he throwing to now? If he
Listen, the
cut
truth.
Terry
Wait,
or trade him, Terry, who he throwing
whoa.
to?
Okay, hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this too, Fit. You do realize there were 2 games last year where Terry had like 1 catch,
Yeah,
right?
that's
I
what
was
I'm
just
saying.
about
I
to
do.
say that,
I,
Lex.
Okay,
I
no,
know that. I know
but
that.
wait a minute. Wait a
Here.
minute. I'm not trying to throw Terry under the bus. I'm just saying that quarterback still had them winning those games or in the game.
Yep.
And I'm saying this. They went to the NFC Championship game with probably the worst wide receiver crew in the league. Call it like it
Yes.
is, okay?
Of
Yes.
the playoffs.
So
yes.
so I say that with all due respect to Terry, but let's not play naive as to why they were in the NFC Championship game.
Hello.
I
Thank
mean,
you. Yeah.
you could put. I could have been out there with that kid
No.
looking good.
So this is my issue though. This is my
Me
thing.
too.
It's not about because I think 30 is the right number as well. I agree with 30 100%. My problem is why haven't we got there yet? Is it because we don't know? Is it
He wants
Washington coming
more.
in too
I don't
low? Is
I
it
don't
Terry
think
too high? I don't know
I
what that
think it's
is,
both.
but I also
I don't think
I think
Adam
it's a
Peters is offering 30.
I don't know. I don't really like Adam's philosophy on contracts coming from 49ers to here because I think he wait too long to start the process of negotiation. I think you can do that a whole lot earlier personally. And I think that
Well, first of all,
Didn't they
Brad.
give
just like I don't
First
want
of
him
all,
missing
Brad, y'all
training camp.
got.
That's the only thing.
I know, but Bradford, y'all got to understand.
Didn't they give him some
But hold on, chill. Adam wasn't the GM in San Francisco.
Yeah,
You know, so that wasn't him. He said that to us the other day. He was in those meetings, but he wasn't making those decisions.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think but I think coming from New England,
Points.
in their
Mhm.
tree, coming from Denver in that tree, and seeing how they went about winning Super Bowls, I think his ultimate way of doing business is what's best bottom line for the team that's going to get us in that Super Bowl.
Right.
You don't go out and sign Von Miller if you're not going to bring Terry
Exactly.
back.
I fully agree he's gonna get signed, and I
Yeah.
fully agree it's gonna be a number that works for both Terry and the team.
What would be your number though?
No, I agree. It's 30. The number
Okay.
is not my
That 30.
problem. It's the time frame at which the contract is being
I think
negotiated.
that I
But
think
we
the
I
issue
making
I
is
like
like his
Terry
question.
not
It's
under
preseason though,
contract.
man. I mean,
yeah.
as long as Terry
But
ready for September 7th, we good.
But then we
No,
but
making
Lex,
like
do you
Terry
think
don't
that
I'm gonna
when
fall
not under
back in.
contract right now though.
You
He's
said
still
This
under
is why I
contract.
don't work. This is why you work, and I'm just a fan.
nah, man. I'm not. I would
I
never
defer to
say that.
you,
But
but
I
that's
would
just my
never.
only
But I
piece.
would never say that my way of thinking is smarter than anybody's. I'm just saying that I know from what I know and from what I see. This is business 101 right here.
yeah.
This
like
is
I
it's
hear
not gonna
that,
take
but
this
I look
long to
at
sign JD5. I think that negotiation gonna start way early.
that's
I
not going to
but
even
I'm
be a
looking at
Point.
negotiation. It's
That's
just
the
going to be
point
here's
though.
your 700 sign.
exactly,
All
exactly.
right, you can't compare what's
I
going
think
on
it's
with
just
Terry
the
to
matter of
No,
JD5.
I agree with that too, Rev. I agree with that too. It's two
I
totally
I
different
th-
situations. Two
That,
totally
that,
different
that,
situations.
So Brad, you so this is for Brad Jones. You were saying something just now before as far as Terry. As
Uh,
far
it's not like Terry not under contract right now though, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
He's
That's it,
still under
man.
contract. Come
Exactly.
come
right.
That
suit up.
And this the
suit up and
second
touch
time
game.
he's breaking this contract.
Right.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
just
And
again, I
to a
have to
lot of
be
people's
fair.
point though, like you said, it's not gonna happen with JD5. We Terry 30. And I understand 30 is young, but in football years, and you
It's
on
not.
33, 34, as I said last week, he not Jamar Chase. He not Jefferson. He not
Right.
he
I'm
not
not
them
arguing
guys
that.
to get that money. And I know we all feel like that because we love him because what he did. I got his jersey up. I got his pictures up in my basement. We love him.
Yeah.
But he not them. He
And
not
I
them.
think if you guys can say that and I can say that as media, you know
The
pretty
team
darn
is
well
saying that.
that Adam Peters and them are saying that. And it's not again to discredit Terry. I got people mad at me right now. Like you keep dogging him and last year you said he wasn't an elite receiver and I'm gonna say this. Again, go back and look at it. I said I want to see if he can ascend to an elite receiver level. And he did last year in that 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
But around the league,
How do you
do they look at him as a top 5 receiver?
That's my
They
piece, though.
don't.
I
They
don't care
don't.
about around the league. I care about our team. And
I know,
how
but
it
you
fits
have
our
to,
team.
but you can't. The way negotiations are, I could love you to death, Brad. You come on here every Friday, you part of the family. But if somebody says you got to pay Bradford top 5 money, fan money to come on here, well, we're not doing that. I mean, I'm just
I agree. I agree with that too.
I'm
I
just
look
saying
at-
that it's different. It's different because his age is working against him. And I'm saying this, you can pay him today. Like if this contract was like effective immediately today, that's a whole nother ballpark. But this is an extension that will be coming down the road when he's going to be even older.
31.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Be turning 31. Yeah.
that's what the stickler is here. And I think also it's probably the guaranteed money. I probably would give Terry more guaranteed money to make him happy to be back and let's ball. And I respect this. I do. I respect everybody who loves Terry and he's the right player to be your favorite player. Trust me when I tell you. He's the right person to be your favorite player. But this business now.
Also, Brad, you don't think that Terry didn't look around the league to see what was being paid to draw his conclusions on what he would ask for?
When it comes to Terry, because of the age, I feel like he's a unique contract. He's a one of one type of contract because of his recent production. Like even Mike Evans didn't do what Terry did last year. He barely got his. So I feel like this is like you can't really compare no other contract to what Terry's gonna do. So you can't put him in the top. You can't. He's still a number 1, so you can't really pay him less than T. Higgins, who's a number 2. So it's like I just think
I do have a question because you know hold on, I do got a question because you know I'm a big Mike Evans fan, and you said he barely got his 1,000 yards or whatever
because he was hurt for a few games.
Yeah, he was. So that's the thing. He got it, and he missed some games, and he got it on a team that has other receivers.
There you go.
All I'm saying again is number 1 receivers. Terry did something last year that number 1 receivers do. He got them touchdowns. He proved he can be that. He can be that guy. But when you start talking about the Jamar Chases, and this is the argument that Rio and me
not
had.
arguing that for the record.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. No, but I was just saying for people who are watching who may not understand.
All right.
This is what the argument Rio and me had last year. Not us arguing, but the fans who were like, y'all hating on him. And I'm like, listen, just to put things in perspective. CeeDee Lamb had 135 catches with 12 touchdowns.
What year? Not year before last.
Last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
How many targets
y'all know, hold on, wait. Y'all also know that all of these receivers that y'all keep naming, talking about number 1 wide receivers, also were first-round draft picks. Terry was a 3rd-round draft pick that was brought in to play special teams. We
know the story. I mean, again, but like I keep telling people, you're not giving contracts on lifetime achievements. You're not.
Lifetime achievement is you got started late, right? You got started late in your career. You worked your butt off. You're here. and now he's just asking to be respected. That's all I'm saying.
They
You want to keep
respect
treating
him.
him
They
like he.
respect him
See,
though,
first
man.
of all,
think
Toothpick,
that
you
they
fell
do.
for that. You fell for that, man, because I'm going to say this. That was, to me, and I'm saying it, and I'm going to stand on it. I
AJ speak.
thought he spoke way too much.
Wait,
You
I
know what,
believe that.
Lake? When you
I
said
think
that,
that
when
for
you
sure.
way
said that,
too much.
when you said that, Lake, I was
Uh-huh.
kind of like, why are you saying that? But after he said that, that just opened the womb for everybody to
So
nap at that because there was
And
no
the
negative
truth.
about Washington whatsoever.
so this guy
And when
so this
he
guy
did it,
boy.
it's just like piranhas. It's like
Yep.
sharks in the waters when he did that. They just start biting at
So
it,
here we
biting at
go.
it. So
Like
you're right.
we're back at it again. And
Yep.
I'm like,
Yep.
no,
So
man,
Yep.
they keep everything in play. And you notice they didn't even come out and say anything about that.
No.
But they
nope.
sat right in front of me
Yeah,
on Monday, right there in the room, media room, and said, we know who Terry is. We knew who
Right.
he was when we got here, and being here for a year with him even solidified who he is to us. Adam
Yep.
said, we want him here on a long-term deal.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yeah.
think
He
that,
had her for life.
but they want to make sure that the money aspect, they're
Makes
not
sense.
giving money away. They can't
Mm-hmm.
because they
Right.
still got some holes that they still gonna have to fill.
Absolutely.
And they
Absolutely.
still got the biggest contract in the history of the
Still
NFL
got
going to be coming up in
JD.
2 years.
And I
Mhm.
think and Lake, you made a good point when you brought up New England. So you see what Tom Brady did when he was there.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that 1 year with Randy Moss, he didn't have any
No.
superstar, crazy, amazing wide receivers. So what AP is thinking is that hey, we got this superstar
Ooh, I
quarterback.
love it. I love it. I
He
love it.
can make any receiver look good
Any
and
receiver.
do what he got to do
Any
in order to get in order to win some games and win some Super
any
Bowls.
All right,
receiver.
so let's do
Eliminate
the
the anybody?
so y'all do know. Hey, Ron, man, that almost was such a good segue into what I want to talk about. Like you would think that I put you up to that. And honest to God, Nick, that's not the
You
case.
didn't.
But it's definitely gonna help
Mm.
this next question because you hit it on the head. And this isn't to knock Terry, but it's to make you understand what Jaden is.
Yes.
So for instance, we all agree Jaden's top 5 quarterback, right?
I agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a little game for y'all. Follow
Oh.
me on
5 for
this.
5.
Follow me on this. Okay. Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We know he's the best. Okay. Does Patrick Mahomes have killer wide receivers?
Not,
Nope.
not
He,
anymore.
He did.
No, we
yeah,
ain't
he
talking
does.
about
They all
no.
hurt.
I'm talking
Talking
about
about
the
right
last
now.
3
Now.
years, the last 3 Super Bowls. He ain't have nobody
He
like
ain't have
that.
Tyreek
Right,
Hill.
right.
Okay, so check that off. Okay, Lamar Jackson, does he have killer wide receivers?
Never had
No.
any.
No.
Never. He's
Okay,
never
Never
had
had
any.
any.
let me check that off. Josh Allen.
Hell no.
Nope.
All right.
Never had
Hold
any.
on, hold on. Let me check that off.
They
Okay.
ain't been to no Super Bowls
All
neither,
right.
though.
Okay. So now here we go. When you start talking about Joe Burrow got crazy receivers,
Got
right?
the best.
They didn't even make the
Been on
playoffs
Super Bowl.
last
No
year.
defense.
Don't matter. Don't
The
matter.
greatest
I
kicker
hear
can't
you
throw.
all
Don't
of that.
matter.
Oh,
He
been
did
a
not make
Super
the
Bowl.
playoffs last year. Okay.
Against the Kansas City.
With the best receiver in football, if not 1A, because Justin Jefferson right there with them,
Yeah.
and perhaps the best number 2 in all of football in T.
Listen,
Higgins.
with
They
that
didn't even make the
look,
playoffs. Okay. So
Devontae.
this goes to my argument. You don't think Adam Peters and company says the top 5 quarterbacks that are going to get paid the most money in the league, they're not working with the best receivers.
Mhm.
And they still are Super Bowl contenders every single year.
Yep.
And besides that, the receivers that they do have are Rasheed Rice and what's your boy, the speedster from Texas?
Worthy.
Isaiah Worthy. So
Worthy.
those guys are kids. Then you look at Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers, he's a kid.
Right.
You look at Josh Allen in Buffalo, who's his number 1 target?
Is it? It's not
No.
Cole. Is it not him? Because he got hurt.
Probably
Right,
Shakir.
Keon
Coleman.
Coleman.
Yeah.
It might
Second
be- it
year,
might
he
be
was a
Keon
rookie
Coleman.
last year from Florida
Yeah.
State.
He's the rookie.
Do I need to go any further with this, y'all?
No, I mean, I definitely
This
agree
is
with
all I
you.
know.
But
Hey,
we
Lake,
also
this all
have
I
2
know.
more years before it's time to pay, and then we got to go that route. Let's get all the talent we can now, and And then when we go that route, Jaden to have 2-3 years under his belt. I know he's gonna be good.
But
He's
they
good now,
technically
but
got
2-3
3
years where
years
he's
with
seen
Terry if
everything.
they want. They technically got 3 years with
Right.
Terry if they
Still
want.
under
They got
contract.
this. They
That's what
got
I'm saying.
this
That's
year,
what I'm
and they
saying.
can
It's
franchise
okay to
tag him
give him
twice.
that.
Right. And do you
Again, I
notice
agree
they
that
didn't put
30
the
million is the sweet spot, but it's okay to give him that now because they don't have to pay Jaden yet.
And
okay,
so
so
to
If
guess
your
so
you
guess
franchise
what?
but
tag
Savage,
him, if you franchise tag him, aren't you paying more than 30 anyway?
It's
Well, if
Isn't
you
it the
ridiculous.
average of the
franchise him,
top
if you
five?
franchise him, you got to pay him as a top 5 player at that
right?
position.
And
Right.
Clearly,
Savage,
there's no franchise going on here.
Yeah.
and
So
Savage.
what
To
does
your
that?
point,
So what
though.
does that tell you?
I'm
To
They
your to your point, though, Savage.
they gonna sign a
You can't
contract.
Go ahead,
franchise
Brad. Go hold on, Brad Jones. What you got? What you got?
To your point, Savage. I agree with you. Like sign him now, but then look at our entire roster, though. Right? Like our entire roster is not really filled. We got a lot of 1-year deals.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And we still got people to plug and play. Bobby Wagner, 1-year deal. Von Miller, 1-year deal. We got a
Zach
lot
Ertz,
of
1-year
1-year
deal.
And I
deals.
want Terry to fall into that after
We
this
got
rookie
people,
extension we
so
give him.
I can understand on the business side of it. And then Adam, like, I'm not just playing for next year. I don't want to just win
Agreed.
It's
the
a
Yeah.
Super Bowl
long
this year.
game
I
Hey,
want to
I
here.
win it
agree
down
with
the
Yeah.
that, right?
line.
Hey,
So
but
in
I
order to do
All
that,
of
I got
that.
to complete this roster. So
you
I
know what
want
I
Terry to
think?
get his money too, though.
You know what I
And
think though? Like they paying Debo just getting here, right? And they guaranteed his whole 17 million, and Terry's getting paid less.
But he got
That might be the problem.
No, but I'm saying we all know Terry's worth more than the 15 million that he's going to get.
Correct.
yeah.
There's no
Exactly.
doubt.
Absolutely.
But again, what's that number? And I posed this question to you out there, to everyone who's even watching, and I say this respectfully. I love what I do well, yes, but there's certain times where you have to start asking yourself how much money is enough. Like
well,
you
yeah.
look at the overall situation. Like I said, you got a young phenom quarterback. You got a coach that people love playing for. You got a GM that shows love. You got an owner that shows love. You got a revitalized fan base. Hell, you're gonna go back in your old uniform. I mean, everything is there. Where are you going to go that's a better situation for you unless you want the money? Now, I know, and I'm not saying Terry's doing this, but we know there's a lot of athletes that they don't want to win. They just want to get paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want to be the richest, sorriest team
Hey,
dude out.
I think
But
Terry wants to win though.
Terry wants to
It's
win. There's
Oh,
no
sure.
doubt in my mind. So that's
Oh,
why I even say even more so.
and
Mm-hmm.
like you don't gotta answer this, right?
Mhm.
You could just blink twice. I think this is all agent driven.
100%.
I think I heard
He ain't got
Rio
no big.
and the
I heard
boys
that too.
talking and saying that Terry is their biggest client.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
is. And you know what? Also,
Yeah.
He's
I'm
trying
gonna
to
also
make
drop
his mark
another
with
nugget
Terry.
on
I
y'all.
heard that too.
Y'all know who else this agent is agent for?
I've
Jeremy
heard
Chin.
Chin.
Jeremy
Jeremy
Chin.
Chan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why he gone.
What
I'm
y'all
just
looking for?
saying, man, like
Chin got 2
you
years 11.
we know
Oops.
these things, and I keep trying to
Oops,
tell
this
people
year.
somebody asked me a while ago on this show you do with the fans, and I'm like, you mean my friends? And they're like, y'all, you be going in sometimes, you say stuff like it's gonna get you in trouble. And I'm like, some of them walk me off the ledge. Appreciate Brad, always telling me don't say it, don't do it. But sometimes I say these things and I want them to be public because I hate waking up and seeing lies just
Yeah.
all over the
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
So the other day I woke up and he's good dude. He good people. He meant well. But I saw a post that said per Lake Lewis, Terry McLaurin's folks are asking for 32 to 34. That's really not what I said. What I wrote an article, and if you read the article, I said if you look at some of the other guys that have signed, the number twos, the Devonta Smiths, the T. Higgins of the world, the Jaden Waddles, they're making 27, 28 million. So Terry's probably not looking for that kind of money. He's probably looking for this kind of money. And it was the CeeDee Lambs, the DK Metcalfs of the world, and they all are in the 32 to 34 range. But somehow it was said that I said that his folks are asking for that. Again,
Try to get that clicks.
well,
We'll say it for you.
yeah. So what I'm saying is clearly his agent is not looking for Jaden Waddle money or
Yeah.
T. Higgins because they're saying we got a number one right here, and they tried their hand to see just how much this organization loves and needs him, not understanding that they got a real GM in the building. And it might be backfiring a little bit if you ask me. That's just my own assessment. So so with that said,
I have a question.
yes, sir.
So does Jaden have enough pull to go to ownership and say, pay my boy?
Jaden would never do that.
Yeah, I don't
They
think
would
that's
never do that.
Yeah,
And I'm going to
that's
say
what we
this
don't
because,
want.
for one, Jaden is
he ain't been there.
everyone. What you heard Jaden say, when Terry comes back, they're not going to miss a beat.
Right.
That's already the vote of approval right there. Everyone knows this team's not going anywhere without Terry. I mean, let's just call it like it is. They'll still be a very good football team, a playoff caliber team. But to get to the Super Bowl, to be able to beat the Eagles, you need all the bullets in your chamber. You need every last one. They know this. It's not that they're not trying to bring their most valued weapon outside of Jaden back. They just have to make sure that it's good for the team long run. And I respect them for doing business like that, because you guys know if this was the old regimes, he would have been making more money than Jamar Chase. just on principle alone, to say we've got the highest paid receiver in the league, and then they'll be cap strung down the road.
We've been begging for a real GM.
And now that you got one, people are like, "Oh, he's not doing his job." Come on, man.
You can never satisfy.
Yeah, I mean, like this thing. I'm just telling y'all, man.
Matter of fact, you can look at over the history of teams that's done tried to buy a Super Bowl, or as they say, throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know, the Rams did it.
They did, but they suffered right afterwards for a couple years.
Look at
Yeah,
Dallas.
I'm not trying to say
Look at Dallas's financial situation. You know, Jerry want to pay, all his boys, and now he can't backfill nothing.
So I'll say this. I don't want anyone thinking
Appreciate
before we
Jerry
get
for
off
that.
here. I don't want anybody thinking that I'm saying don't pay Terry. I'm saying pay Terry. And in my article, I said Adam Peters risks losing some guys if he does not sign Terry, because they're looking at, if you don't take care of your best, most valued player that's beloved by the fan base for doing everything right until he spoke last week, because I don't like that. But outside of that, he did everything right. I just, for the life of me, you don't go out and trade for Laramie Tunsil. You don't draft Josh Connerly. You don't draft Jalen Lane. You don't trade for Debo Samuel. You don't bring Von Miller in off the street. You don't do that if you don't have any ambitions of signing Terry McLaurin back. All those moves are made to do what? To beat the Philadelphia Eagles and get to the Super Bowl. So I'm telling everyone, when this thing is done and everybody's happy, the worst thing that we could ever talk about this happened with this organization and over the last 2 years was the Terry McLaurin contract situation. That's not a bad problem, folks. It's not, man. It's not. So Bradford Savage, I'm gonna tell you, man, I agree with you though on a lot of stuff you said. Terry is the consummate pro. A toothpick. I agree with you. You got to bring this guy back. You have to. No doubt about it. You just can't overpay to get it done. You just can't.
I agree with you on that too. I don't want to overpay. I just wish it was done yesterday. That's all. That's all.
I got a question.
28
What happens if Terry gets hurt? What y'all gonna say then?
You said what?
What happened?
If Terry comes back
and he get a
gets
soft
hurt,
tissue injury or something like that.
That's my
We knocking on wood. That's in my brain. I didn't want to say it out loud.
What you gonna say then? What you gonna say then?
Because guess what? Y'all remember Brandon Ayuk last year, contract holdout, signed, boom, tore his knee up. I mean, it happens quite a bit. And
you gotta hit the next man up right now.
We not speaking that though. Terry's gonna be.
That's just dark. Come on now.
Yeah, Willis said that's just dark.
No, but Terry's working. That's the difference, though. Terry's working. I don't think BA was working.
Yeah, he's working. I believe it, but anything can happen.
Yeah, no, we're not wishing that on
him. I'm just asking a question because Jerry said the same thing about I paid all that money and what happened?
Well, you know, Jerry not doing anybody any favor. You guys know what else though, real quick, and I won't hold you.
Okay.
But you know what else is that also kind of makes this not look good at times is the fact that Michael Parsons and James Cook are in their camps. looking for their
Yeah.
extensions, but they're still there.
But they still,
Yeah.
So
I
so
said,
to me, I just think the agent's
Terry.
giving bad advice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
and
the
I
agent's
Could
giving
be.
bad
and I
advice.
Yeah, I
wouldn't be
got it.
surprised if
And
he end up with a new agent. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a new
I
agent
would
by the
not
He
be
time.
losing
either.
a
I
lot of
think
money
yeah,
by
AP
not
need
I
coming,
to.
think
I
right?
think
it's too
Dwayne's
late because
right.
you got
A
to give him a
lot of
week before you
money.
hire another agent.
He
losing
It's too
it's
late
fifty
for
kind of
the AP to wait.
50,000 a day.
Hey, look, Bobby Wagner do his own deals, man. You
He
know,
get Jaden's
that's his
mom to do
own
it. Don't
He
she,
should
ain't
deals.
just
she
hire
certified?
Bobby.
Yes, you
Lake,
did.
Lake,
That's what you do, Wayne. Get my
my thing
dudes.
to you,
Hey, give me do it. I
hey,
get you 30, Terry.
I
I get you
mean,
But
30 a
hey,
year.
I mean, if
hey,
you
Lake,
think
Look,
you
I
think
think
about it,
AP ain't
Terry's
paying 30.
already out of
it is. Shit.
150,000 right now that
yeah,
he
he
got
is.
to
Yep.
pay.
And count with 200 now because it's 4 days.
Yep.
That's a lot
Oh,
AP
of
for
bread.
killing you.
okay. So
So
yeah,
AP is
he's
not
up to
offering
he gonna
200,
30.
show up
no
soon, whether he
contract,
got a
and
deal
he's
or not,
out
I
Yeah,
think.
200,000.
AP, I
So
agree. I agree on with you on that one, Ron.
But how do
I don't
y'all
think AP gonna
feel?
give that money up, man.
No, 20. I think
AP frugal.
28.
Yes, he
I think
is.
28
He is
is
frugal.
AP
Oh,
ceiling.
there go Mike Barry. Mike Barry said last week, he said that Bama frugal.
Hey, Lake, I think that AT is absolutely doing a great job because his job is really not to look at the team right now, but to look at the team 5 years down the road
Yep.
and build the best team possible. And who's now is the head coach Dan Quinn is to mold the team to get them to the playoffs. So as far as this is going, I think AP is doing one heck of a job. It just is a bad look because it happens to be Terry, right? If it was any other person, it would be fine.
But
But
you
it's
but do you
Terry,
but
the
do you
person
not
that's
think
doing
that
everything right.
No.
but you don't think Terry, everyone keeps saying he's doing everything right. You don't think him speaking as long as he spoke was a bad look?
It was
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely a bad look.
Bad look.
yes, absolutely. I really do. I really do think that was a bad look. That's when you let
And
That's
not
when you
everything.
let At know that this hurt, and now At know that it hurt. He's not going to drive the knife in you
Look, don't
publicly, but
don't be
behind the
don't be
scene, he really gonna stick the knife in you.
Especially with him saying it was him dropping them nuggets to the other media. It was him
Yeah.
saying that ain't a good look, Terry. That
Yeah,
don't do that.
Terry
don't
ain't
be
learned from Dante Fowler, man.
Well,
don't
no,
be don't be
and
don't be
see
surprised.
and I've said this. That showed me you see the new guard. You see how the new organization is set up and how it's being ran and how they keep everything internal
Yeah.
and everything. If we know anything, don't say it. They literally say, don't say this. I've had something told to me on Monday. Not me, but a lot of us cover the team. You can't do this. You can't mention what on the field. You can't do it. And we're like, okay, got it, get it. It's all respect. I get it. Now I know why I know exactly why you're asking me not to say that because it would put other media in a frenzy. Okay. Well, Terry should have seen that too. He should have taken the lead from that. Like Adam Peters and company, they don't leak anything. They don't take anything public. And first thing the old guard person does from that previous regimes goes right to the media.
Right.
And I just thought it was not a good look. And I'm
Right.
sticking by it. Because I do think that those kind of things put division in people. And you can say what you want about Adam, super great dude. That's my guy, man. I don't have nothing but positive things to say about him. But I'm sure that hurt him too. To hear
yeah,
something like that.
definitely.
He's human. I'm sure he felt like,
Definitely.
wow, that's kind of betrayal written right there.
Yeah.
So that's just how this goes. And I
New
know a lot of
subject.
people. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't want to hear that.
Don't
So
be
Yeah,
surprised.
but
Don't worry, like I'm
Don't
gonna
be
call
surprised
in.
if
I'm gonna call in your radio
AP.
show.
okay. Okay.
Don't be
You,
So
surprised.
we
you
If
know,
gonna
at
move
the end of
on.
Tuesday show I'm gonna be at camp doing
I
the radio
called
show
this
from camp.
past Tuesday. Like my
Yeah,
man said you wasn't there.
yeah. So I was at camp on Tuesday. I mean,
Okay, so when
we had
can
the presser. We had the presser on
Oh, okay.
on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And obviously we knew Terry was gonna come up.
Yeah,
So
and Tuesday was when AP and DQ spoke for the first time.
Correct.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, radio show. We can't. I can't get to you today. So, but next week though, we got the setup to do it from camp. So from the rest of camp. So yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, because I got one more question, but I'm not gonna ask it right now.
Okay. All right. So anybody else got a question? We got about 5 minutes.
Hey, Lake.
Okay,
Hey, Lake,
got-
hold on, wait. I got a question. When you come to Dallas, Lake, I will definitely see you in Texas.
Okay, for sure, 100%.
I'll be there.
All right, Willis had a question. Go ahead,
Nah,
Willis.
go ahead, Ellison. Go ahead.
I know a few weeks ago when we was talking about the uniform, you said, and I asked you, have you seen them yet? And you didn't say you did, but you know. So have you seen the new renderings of the stadium?
He blinked twice. He blinked twice.
He got that code going. He got that code going.
See, now y'all trying to get me in trouble, man.
Yeah, that is hilarious.
I didn't say anything. They asked me a question. You didn't see me answer it.
You ain't answering nothing, Lake. You didn't answer nothing.
This gonna be Lake in the next show. He gonna be like this. Welcome to the Lake Lewis show.
I just gotta do it like this. I just gotta do it like this.
Hey Lake, are you going? Hey Lake, are you out at camp? Are you out at camp next Saturday?
Yeah, I'll be there. Yep.
All right, I got tickets to come down, so I'm bringing the fam down next Saturday.
I'll make sure we get a picture and everything, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Y'all know I enjoy this, man. And again, it's my job to tell the truth. You know, if I know something that was never asked of me not to speak on it, I'm gonna speak on it if it's the truth. And sometimes I just think that I have to use my platform to shoot down a bunch of nonsense that's not true. And I felt a little way when I had fans coming at me like they were ready to turn on Adam. And I'm like, do you see what they're doing around here? Like, you can't turn on that man. He's not turning on Terry. Cut that nonsense out. This is part of the business side of stuff that I think a lot of people just don't like having to delve into. But this is everywhere, man. I mean, you know, Kobe, when he was with the Lakers, I remember they were talking about he was about to go to the Bulls, you know. And he ended up signing back with the Lakers, you know, and we saw what happened. Probably the biggest travesty in all of sports was them breaking up the Chicago Bulls, you know, with Mike. So this is the part that nobody likes, and you can't take it personal. And that's why I go back to the comments that were made. Those were personal, and he felt that way. But he kind of came as somebody, and I didn't like that, man. I just didn't like it. So anyway, look. Yes.
Lake, one question.
Yes, sir.
Being that you have the full access in the stadium and everything, how did that locker room look in person, bro? Because that thing looked fire, bro.
So I can honestly tell you guys this. We haven't had the walkthrough through the whole thing. But from what I've seen, it looks like a college locker room. And remember, college locker rooms are better than professional locker rooms as far as football. So I don't want anybody thinking I meant that in a negative way. I've had players tell me, you know, I won't mention their names, but I've had a couple of them tell me when they were drafted by, at the time, the Redskins, and they were driven up to the facility, they were like, okay, this is cool, but when are they going to take me to the real facility? Yeah, they were like, this locker room cool, but when they going to take me to our normal locker rooms? Bro, this was it. That's it. So now these guys, you know what it is, man? These guys know that they're loved now. Yeah. That's what it is. They know that the owner looks at them as human beings, grown men, and not just...
That's a morale booster.
Not just you know, write off and some money. You know,
that little thing right there is a morale booster, man.
Absolutely. When you're coming off the field and you've been in these dog days, this heat, it's like over 100 here, and you walk off that field and you go in that kind of locker room. You know what it does? It keeps you in the locker room, and it builds bonds even tighter. I'm gonna tell you guys something else, and then we'll wrap it up with this. Go back and look at the renderings, look at the pictures, and look at the names on the locker rooms. Scroll them on in and look at the names on the locker room, and we're going to talk about that next week because that's strategic as well.
Where they sitting at?
Yeah, man, that's strategic as well. Yeah, you don't have wide receivers here, offensive linemen here, defensive. They're all mixed up, intertwined, even down to race. I'm dead serious.
They showed it.
Very strategic, man.
JD next to B Wags though.
And D-Rob talked
all
about
day, all day, all day. All two leaders, man. You know, that's what's up. And they were always walking across the locker last year, going at it anyway, goofing around. So now right there, this gonna be must see in that locker room for sure. So look, we got to wrap it up. Appreciate y'all as always for coming on. This has been fun. We keep doing this thing. So remember, Tuesday, call in because I will be sitting out there at camp doing the show. So we'll give you some updates, you know, live while we're doing the show. So
Can I get the show up in Anne Arundel County Lake?
you should be able to. So if you can't get it on 1450 AM, try 95.9 FM. You should be able to get it.
Online stream. I'm in Houston. You got like an online stream?
Yeah. So what I do is I also put the listen live link on my on my IG story around 10 o'clock. So right before the show starts, you can click on that, and a lot of people listen to it that way too. Okay?
Dwayne, you could use the Odyssey app, bro.
Yeah, you could use the
Oh, you
Odyssey
can get it
app
on
too.
Odyssey too.
Yeah, it's
I
on
use
Odyssey.
that for everything
Yeah,
else.
it's Radio One, so it's it's
Okay.
real, man. It's real.
All
It's
right,
Radio
bet,
One.
bet,
So
bet.
yeah, we good. But yeah, so yeah, I appreciate y'all, and you know, if you don't have to be in that heat this weekend, man, don't. You know, try to stay in the house and relax. Most of the guys in there like, yeah, all right, that's not gonna happen.
When they put the pads on, Lake Sunday.
So I think Dan told us the first 3 days are kind of like shells. So I think you might see some pads on Sunday, but I know next week it's gonna get real. So yeah, man, it's coming, and it's gonna be, it's gonna be fireworks.
At the end of the
I
week,
can't wait.
they up at the joint practices, right? That's when it's really gonna
So
get real.
so we go to New England, and looking forward to that. Seeing Drake May.
I thought they was coming here.
Nah, we go. No, we go. I got to go to New England,
The
and
Ravens
then
come
the
in.
the Ravens
Ravens
come.
coming here.
Yeah, the Ravens come in. Yeah, so nah, I'm already, you know.
Came a long way, man. We hosting joint practices now at the
Bro, I'm
facility.
trying to tell you, and people
I was gonna
wanting
say,
us to
Dwayne,
come
did
up
you
to
get those
them.
New
You know,
England tickets?
New England. You think New England didn't think? Oh my God, we got Jaden coming up here. Jaden and Drake, of course. The league was behind that. So yeah, man, it's all strategic stuff. So this all good. So look, fellas and Sheila, I appreciate it. We gotta wrap it up though, because we're going over now for an hour and a half. So
We on next Friday?
we're on next Friday, and we'll be talking about it
do no
again.
overtime.
All right, fam.
All right, appreciate y'all.
Everybody stay
Have a good
safe.
one.
Take care, everyone.
All
Hey,
right.
it's been fun, Leg Man. Thank you, brother.
Okay, have a good one,
All right,
fellas.
bye-bye.
All right, bye.